let's talk about the Emirates NBA Cup 2025. Dan, fire up! We got Friday. Group play begins. Blazers, Nuggets. I'm going to be on that call on the Blazers side. I can't wait. A little foreshadow here is a bit of a gauntlet that the Blazers are facing here in their grouping. So, Dan, what is the Emirates NBA Cup, and what can we expect here on Friday as we kick things off?
All right. So 2 years ago, you heard about this called the in-season tournament. It became the NBA Cup last season. And so we're entering the third iteration of this competition. The entire 30-team league is split up into 6 different groups, 5 teams apiece. There's 3 West groups. There's 3 East groups. Everybody in the group plays each other twice, round-robin format, 2 home games, 2 away games. That's the group stage of the competition. You're going to be looking for this on Friday nights. So on a Friday nights, the next 4 Friday nights, starting with Halloween, the next 4 Friday nights after that, every game is an NBA Cup game. Once we get to Thanksgiving week, that was the 21st, November 21st, there will be group play on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. So we're going to wrap up that week, and that's going to determine which teams advance out of group play and into the knockout round, quarterfinals, semifinals, finals. You're going to have 8 teams, 6 group winners, and 2 wild cards that are determined by the head-to-head record in the tiebreakers. There's going to be also your point differential. This has been the big thing over the course of the first couple of years. Our teams running up the score, yes, but they're also they're benefiting from that because point differential and total points scored are 2 of the main tiebreakers for determining if you get out of round 1 and into round 2. So there's incentive to stick around all the way to the end and to score as many points as possible if you want to have the chance at advancing in the NBA Cup tournament. Quarterfinals start on Wednesday, December 10th. Then on to Las Vegas for the semifinals and the finals. Semifinals on the Saturday, December 13th. Finals on Tuesday, December 16th. It all kicks off this Friday. Actually, I had an editor once yell at me about saying kickoff with basketball. It all tips off this Friday. Tom's going to be on the call for Blazers Nuggets. We're also going to have Hawks, Pacers, Celtics, Sixers, Raptors, Cavs, Knicks, Bulls, Lakers, Grizzlies, Jazz, Suns, and Pelicans, Clippers. So full slate of games. You're going to want to be paying attention primarily to Prime Video for this one or your League Pass feed for your local broadcasts. But yeah, we're getting going Halloween night, and it's a sprint to Vegas from here.
That was a nice job, Dan. That was an incredible briefing. Way to go,
man. I've maybe had to do these sorts of table setters a couple times by now, so I'm getting better at it. I'm not all the way there, but I'm getting better at it.
I hope the winner this year actually celebrates rather than Giannis last year, where he was like, "Yeah, this we're not going to celebrate. We're going to leave the champagne into the ice bucket because we got bigger things that we want to achieve this year. Let's celebrate it. I want people to get excited for it. If the players get excited for it, then the fans will get excited for it. So I want to see, and we know that Giannis is very competitive, uber competitive, and he shows that by winning the NBA Cup and an NBA championship. But I do want to see a little bit more celebration, a little bit more prestige, pageantry around the NBA Cup. And we already got the courts, but we're already bringing back pageantry in a big way. Basketball Illuminati, we talk about this with Nate Jones, our friend Nate Jones, on the pod. It was what this season we're bringing back the pageantry, and I want players to embrace this and also celebrate when they win the NBA Cup. The groups: East A, Cleveland, Indiana, Atlanta, Toronto, Washington. Yikes. Okay, that is a combined win percentage so far this season of .316. They are 6-13. East B, Boston, Detroit, Orlando, Brooklyn, Philly. Remember, the winner of the group play will get an automatic qualifying for the next round, and then there's going to be a wild card team that makes it in as the best record of the teams that didn't make it in and clinching their group. So East B is Boston, Detroit, Orlando, Brooklyn, Philly. East C is New York, Milwaukee, Chicago, Miami, Charlotte. By far the strongest group so far this season, with Miami and Chicago jumping out of the gates. West A is OKC, Minnesota, Sacramento, Phoenix, and Utah. West B, the LA teams, Memphis, Dallas, and New Orleans. West C, we're going Houston, Denver, Golden State, Portland, and San Antonio. Yo!
Oh, man.
Houston is the worst, quote-unquote, team in that group, off to a 1-2 start. And then you got Portland, that just walloped the Golden State Warriors. The only loss for the Warriors this season is to Portland, who's also in this group. Warriors look like a top title contender. And then you got Wemby and then Jokic all in the same group. Damn, that's got to be the hardest group, right, of all of these to come out of.
Yeah, I don't think it's particularly close. You're looking at, I think, 3 pretty strong contenders to come out of the West, and then if we're including the Spurs in there, 4, and then the Blazers. Like the Blazers, for everything that's going on with their offense, they continue to be a dynamic defensive team. That's a pretty brutal gauntlet there. But I mean, if nothing else, you're going to be seeing some entertaining games as you watch them.
Yeah, it is going to be great. I've got. In these groups, I'm going to say Cleveland comes out of A. I got, in B, I'm going to say Detroit, Philly. Where am I going to go with this one? All right, I'm going to go Detroit coming out of B. East, I'm going to go Knicks. I'll go Knicks. And then the wild card, I'm going to go with Philly in this wild card spot for the East. So that's Cleveland, Detroit, Philly, and New York. Looking at the groups, Dan, what are your picks here?
Well, I'm crunching the numbers here. Obviously, we're burning the midnight oil trying to get these prognostications correct. I'm pretty sure last year I said that the Kings were going to make a huge run. So, take these for what they're worth. I think Cleveland makes the most sense coming out of A. I'm going to take Philly out of Group B. I just love the way they're playing. I think their offense with Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe, Quentin Grimes. We had a really good, some good minutes for Embiid against the Wizards on Tuesday night. So I'm cautiously optimistic there. And then I just saw Giannis completely dismantle the Knicks on Tuesday night. So we'll take the Bucks out of Group C. And then, I'll take the Knicks as the wild card coming out of there in the East. But okay. I love one thing I do love in a small sample setup here. You have the potential for a team to make a surprising run. We've seen it in the East each of the last 2 seasons. The first iteration of the tournament was the Pacers kind of coming out party with Tyrese Halliburton. I don't think anybody had projected them to make it out of the group stage, let alone all the way to the finals. Last year, you had the Hawks, which I think people were really uncertain about what kind of team the Hawks were going to be. We didn't really know yet about Dyson Daniels' breakout, all those sorts of things. They take down Boston, Cleveland, and New York on the way to the knockout round. So in terms of who that could be this year, I think, am I crazy to be looking at Charlotte? Am I crazy to be looking at Washington? These teams that are bad teams.
Shoot your shot, Dan.
They're bad teams, but they're bad teams whose offenses can get hot. And if your offense can get hot in this sort of setting, you could wind up taking some games that take people by surprise and advancing. So, but yeah, I won't pick them to come out of it, but I wouldn't be shocked if either one of them did.
All right, West A. I'm going to go OKC, kind of an easy choice for me there, over the Utah Jazz, who are coming off to a great start this season.
That offense, yeah.
West B, I'm going to go Clippers over the Lakers, Pelicans, Mavs, and Grizzlies. West C, I'll go with Denver coming out of West C. And because they're playing each other, I don't think the wild card is going to be coming out of West C. I think there's going to be only one team out of West C between Houston, Denver, Golden State, Portland, and San Antonio. Because they're all facing each other, it's going to be a bloodbath. So I'm going to go outside of West C for my wild card pick, and I'm going Minnesota in West A. So West A will have OKC and Minnesota. Then I've got the Clippers coming out of West B, and then, Denver.
I was with you on Minnesota before the Ant Edwards injury, and the fact that we're going to see for a couple of weeks at least, it looks like Ant's going to be working his way back through that hamstring injury, and then we'll have to see what it looks like when he gets back from it. So, Oklahoma City, all they've done since coming off their title is just they've won 5 straight games without Jalen Williams, and AJ Mitchell suddenly is looking like a star. So, the Thunder, not much to dislike there. Oh, we should also mention that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander continues to score like 40 points a night. Pretty good going on there in Oklahoma City. In B, to me, a lot of this, again, it's how quickly does Luka Doncic get back, and what does he look like when he does? Because if he just puts up 45 a night, throws up a heater, then that could change it. But yeah, the Clippers have probably played the best brand of ball all told of every team in that group. So we'll go Thunder A, Clippers B. I'm going to stick with the Warriors in C. I feel like we planted a flag pretty early on the Warriors looking like an absolute, war rig here. And they've done nothing to dissuade me from that outside of that one loss to the Blazers. So we'll go with them. And then I hear what you're saying about the bloodbath of West C, meaning that we're probably not going to get a second team out of it. But just for fun, it's a Wemby episode. Let's go with San Antonio making it out of West C into the next round, and I'm sure the league wouldn't mind too much getting to promote Wemby into the next round of the playoffs, into the next round of the NBA Cup knockout rounds.
I've got Denver winning the whole thing over New York. I've got Denver over New York. Jokic and Jalen Brunson in Vegas for the wing. That's my pick. Dan, I know it's a crapshoot what we're doing here, but what's your pick? What you got?
You know what? You mentioned the champagne as an issue last year. I want to see. I think the Thunder are going to wind up taking this one because I need to see how the Thunder have advanced in their opening up a bottle of champagne game. None of them could open up the bottles of champagne in the locker room after winning the finals. They've matured. They've had some more experience. They've had time to go back and review the film, draw on the experience of the veteran leaders. I think they can do it this time. I expect the Thunder to continue to march through the league. And now I want to see them actually pop a couple of bottles after the process.
Can AJ Mitchell drink legally? I don't know how old is he these days.
I believe he was an older prospect when he came in, so that's I think right. So. And you know what? Just even if he doesn't have a ton of experience with champagne, just the poise, the command he's showing at this point, I feel like he's going to be able to figure it out. No problems at all.
The Belgian-born AJ Mitchell is 23 years old, so if he was in Brussels, he had been able to drink since he was 18, right? I don't know. So he's probably a seasoned veteran in that department. I don't know. I'm just making things up. I'm getting kind of loopy. I had a back-to-back this week that started at 10:30 at night. Dan, the season just kind of like arrived, and now I'm trying to get into it. So AJ is like well past drinking age.
That's fine.
Topic, what do we got? He's probably the youngest guy on the team. I don't know.
It's hard to tell. At this point, everybody on Oklahoma City is like 14 years old and incredible. So it's really hard to tell. The only thing that I would like to see, if my pick is wrong, and of course, if my pick is wrong, it would be heartbreaking and I'd be furious about it, is if the Cavs were to wind up making the run all the way through and winning, could the Cavalier open the champagne with a saber? Could we get like the saber? You've seen that like ka-cha, and then that I would, or I don't know that I want anyone else with a sword, but I would trust that mascot. I think so. If I can't get my pick, I at least want to see. I guess I want to see a mascot with a sword. I don't. That sounds weird now that I say it out loud, Tom.
I almost think that Wemby will just take a spur, like a literal spur, and do a saber bottle opening.
Just his hand. Just his hand. They're deadly weapons. Ka-cha! Ka-cha! Is that the sound it would make? I don't know.
It's an alien that just has like a bottle opener, like contraption off of his like left pinky finger. I don't know. I wouldn't put it past Wemby.